I know to you might sound strange, but I wish it would rain. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cause so badly I wanna go outside. Everyone knows that a man ain't supposed to cry. Listen, I gotta cry, cause crying just the pain, oh yeah. To the world outside my tears, I refuse to explain. I just wish it would rain. Oh, let it rain, 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 rain. Oh, how I wish that it would rain. Let it rain. Oh yeah, let it rain. Against the window pane, my eyes search the skies, desperately for rain. Cold raindrops will hide my teardrops, and no one will ever know that I've been crying, crying when I go outside. To the world outside my tears, I refuse to explain.
I started on radio at 15 years old.
Wow.
And, so Eddie Kendricks of the Temptations, I remember Eddie would come by the radio station and just hang out with me. He'd come by with a 6-pack of beer. I mean, I didn't even drink. I'm 16 years old, but he would just sit there. We're not interviewing. He's just hanging out. That was Detroit at the time. I would play 3 or 4 Smokey songs in a row. Smokey would call on the request line. He would call on the request line. Hey, Donnie, I'm listening, man. You playing my music. Same thing happened with Stevie. That was just the magic of Detroit at that time, man. It was amazing. And the guys right before me, you'll love this. Because I started in 1969, the same year as the Jackson 5. Yeah. But the guys right before me would tell me stories about how the producers at Motown would come to the radio station like late at night, and they would bring acetates, which were test pressings of their songs, and get them to play it on the radio. And they'd run out to the car and listen to it, because they wanted to know what it felt like on the radio before they did their final mixes.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool, man. It was a cool time to be growing up in Detroit. It was awesome, man. But the first time I met Marvin Gaye, I was with Ronnie Banks of the Dramatics. And so we were going down the street. Marvin lived about 2 miles down from me on the same street. And so we saw Marvin going he was in the driveway, getting ready to go in the house. Ronnie said, man, let's stop and yell at Marvin. I said, all right, cool. I was 16. And so he introduces me, and Marvin says, yeah, man, I listen to you every night. I went, whoa, really?
I'd like to do for you a medley of some of the songs that you've made popular over the years. Remember this? You gotta smile so bright. So tired, you could have been a handler. The way you set me on my feet, you could have been a groove. The way you smell so sweet, you could have been some perfume. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, but I can tell the way you do the things you do, oh baby. Understand why you treat me cold. Every wish, girl, I command. That's why I can't seem to understand why, girl, why you wanna make me blue? I'm asking you, girl, why you wanna make me blue? 1965, our first million seller. I've got sunshine on the cloudy day. Come on, if you know the song, sing it with us. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Everybody in the house, one time. Well, I guess that you say
proved to truly be an innovation. The Temptations microphone.
Never met a girl that makes me feel the way that you do. Whenever I isolate my green trail, I see that you do. Out of sight, so deep baby, say right now. It's true, so get ready, get ready. So get ready, get ready. On my way, ready, let's hear us. I know you won't leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Or your symbol that I don't mind, or should be misunderstood. By the way, see the way, don't leave me, girl, don't you? Ladies and gentlemen, we're our first Grammy Award in 1968. You can be what you wanna be. You ain't got no personality. 1 million miles from the house to there. Yeah. Hold everybody, now listen. I can turn your green sky blue.
And I can make it rain if I wanted to.
I ain't feeling real so good, I sing a bigger sound. I can make the ship sail down and go there. When I'm trying, I can't get that kinky. Can't get that kinky. I can't get that kinky. Can't get that kinky.
Now in 1972, after all our many, many gold records, you honored us with our very first platinum record.
And introducing our new tenor, Mr. Glenn Leonard. Let's hear it for him, nigga. Watch her as she passes by, and I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy. But it was just my imagination once again. Ran away from me. Oh, it was just my imagination. The year is 1972. This is the year we also won our second Grammy. See if you can remember this one. Don't be bad, come on. It was the 3rd of September. Well, I'll always remember. That's how we are.
It's a weird story too, but I once thought Otis was dead. Here in America, I got up one Sunday morning and getting ready to go run. I turn on the TV and they say on the news that Otis Williams of the Temptations died.
Wow.
And I go, what? So I go online and there is this picture with an end date and everything. Man, it just took me out. So about an hour and a half later, I said, well, I'm gonna go on down to the canal and run. I need to get my workout in. I'm gonna go and do that. Man, I cried all up and down the canal for 5 miles, just running and crying. And I got back home and I said, something's weird about this. Because another one of the Temptations had just died like a week and a half or 2 prior to that. So I go back online and do a little research. Come to find out what had happened was the Temptation who died, his middle name was Otis. And somebody got it all confused and had Otis Williams of the Temptations. It was the weirdest day because, you know, how we all feel like you wish that a loved one could come back.
Yeah.
That happened to me. He came back. You know, he wasn't dead. Oh my God. And So that night at 8 o'clock, I'm sitting here, man, in my office, and I go, how in the world do you cry all up and down that canal today, thinking that Otis is dead, and not call him? You know, he's here. All that feeling, you just, so I called him. And he said, Donnie, this is the 8th call I have like this today, man. And I told him how I cried. He said, but you know, man, tells me how much you love me, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I do.
I begin to